digital arena, on the app, on your smartphone, on X, YouTube, and Facebook. The Sportscast. Expect the unexpected.
The Jersey Boys Sports Talk presented by The Sportscast.
The Jersey Boys Sports Talk with Victor Arocho and Byron Jones. And here's your host, Victor Arocho. There's glimmer of hope live from Miami, Fort Lauderdale, and Lancaster, Pennsylvania, and soon Las Vegas. Welcome to the Jersey Boys Sports Talk presented by the Sportscast. It's October 16th, 2025 AD. If you haven't yet, please subscribe in all your channels, YouTube, Twitch, X, and Apple Podcast. Also Spotify. We're not on Twitch. I just realized that. We haven't been there in a few months. You can also listen to us on your smart speaker if you're listening on Apple Podcasts or Spotify. That's Byron's favorite. Please leave a rating and a review. It will help us out tremendously. We are also on online digital radio. You can go to our website, thesportscast.net, and you can listen to our radio stream there. Also, follow us on X and Instagram at the Sportscast1, and check out our app, the iOS app, the Sportscast, in the iOS App Store. I am not Victor Arocho. I am Santiago Leon. Victor Arocho is coming soon, so he'll be here in a few minutes. But join us all the way from Northeast in the Acela, Mr. Byron Jones. Welcome back.
Howdy. How you doing?
So Byron was telling me the weather was pretty windy up there.
Yeah.
What's up with that?
Who knows? I guess just to change the season, it's supposed to be in the 40s, tonight. So, it's hoodie weather. I'm going to my high school, me and Victor's high school tomorrow, Perth Amboy, 6 o'clock. So I'm sure it's going to be cold up there. So I got to put more clothes on, make sure I don't, I'm up there in age. So I don't go out there and, freeze to death out there.
Now, when you go up to Perth Amboy, is it a high school reunion you're going to, or you're just going to visit friends and family? Byron?
Yeah, just hang out, friends and family, or whoever shows up at the game. I still know, I coached a couple, like the head coach. I coached him. Yeah, I coached him back in the day. Patrick Ricks, one of the assistant coaches, is a family member. So yeah, it's like a little family get together, kind of hang out, kind of thing.
I was looking at the map where Perth Amboy is at. It's right across the river from New York City, right?
Not Staten Island.
Oh, it's in Staten Island?
It's close.
It's close.
Yeah, like Perth Amboy Perth Amboy, Outer Bridge Crossing, Staten Island, and then go over to Brooklyn. You could be there, within 40 minutes, easy.
Yeah, I was seeing that. I was thinking it was outside in the outskirts of New Jersey, more like Meadowlands type of scenario, or like Patterson. But look how close Perth Amboy. You can throw a rock to Staten Island.
Yep.
Unbelievable.
Yep. Because like the beach, the beach or shore, whatever you're gonna call it, in Perth Amboy, you can see Staten Island. Because we used to have people that swim across that nasty water, to get on the other side. And we're that close.
Wow. Victor says toughen up. He is watching this stream before he gets on. He's in the showers, I believe.
Nah, I ain't toughen up, man. I'm old.
So can you tell us the history of how you get to Perth Amboy? Were you like third generation in Perth Amboy first? I mean, what was the deal with that?
Nah, my family's originally from Matawan, New Jersey. My dad, his whole family's from Matawan. My mom is, from North Carolina, by way of Asbury Park, and then Matawan. My family, goes deep.
Very deep. Wow.
As far as like my uncle Dave was one of the touchdown twins that
Wow, quite something. FOI, Byron, your internet's kind of slow. I don't know if mine is, but I think yours might be on
Yeah,
your end. So if you could do something, some tweaking, some uh,
yeah.
panging the computer a little bit might help. But just FYI, it's not as bad as like it's not as bad as like Atlantic City, but quite something.
It's close.
It's so last week I was telling Byron when I was listening to the show about a week ago. You guys had Joe Toscano, and at the beginning of the show, you know, obviously that same night the Eagles were playing the New York Giants, and there was no hope. As Victor said it, Byron, I think Joe might have picked the Giants before the game started or right when the game started, and you guys were hopeless, no optimistic, nothing. You're sad. You call the season quits. Then towards the end of the show, when you start seeing the Giants winning or they were going to win,
No.
I think they were up by like 2 scores. The tone of voice, the tone of the show changed completely.
I don't know. Yeah, you know, when you go into the game and you look, to see what we're up against, not having, the number one receiver, and just how the offensive line has been playing, and it was just one of those days, like, what, we're gonna go there and get blown up. Saquon has that documentary that they're saying, but pull out, and I'm a little happy about it. Well, a lot of happy about it.
Which we'll talk about that documentary. I think Victor saw it. Did you see the movie?
I ain't watching that mess, man. He's sitting there bashing the Giant. I ain't watching that mess. I don't want to see that mess.
Yeah. Well, Victor was seeing it just for show notes purposes, but we'll get into that. So last week, Thursday Night Football, Giants got some prime time. Cam Scatterboo, which everyone loves, every New York Giant fan loves, ran for 3 touchdowns. Jackson Hart had 1 rushing and another passing, and the Giants beat the Philadelphia Eagles 34-17 on Thursday night, handing what less than a week ago was one of the NFL's final unbeaten teams its second consecutive loss. Byron, what were your thoughts over this game?
Which game?
The Eagles
I didn't hear you.
and the Giants.
Oh, the Giants. Okay. I didn't think they were going to pull the game out. I really didn't. I thought, that it was going to be just another one, chalk it up. We get a higher draft pick, but somehow, some way, the only and I don't think people talk about this a lot. I think they might get like a big fine, as far as Dable going into the tent, for when Dart, because I'm sure he was nervous that his guy, went in there, got hurt, but technically he's not really supposed to go, inside the tent and have anything to do with it. They're supposed to let it all play out, as far as what's going on with them. But yeah, that was a bad move by him. But he's looking after his guy, and yeah, they're gonna get a fine. It's coming.
It's coming. Yeah, Giants are bracing for a fine as the NFL and the NFLPA conduct an investigation on Brian Habel entering the blue tent during Jackson Hart's concussion evaluation. The Giants are bracing for the fine. More severe punishments are possible, but Glazer, who is a reporter with Fox Sports, reiterated to Giants legend Mike Stranahan that it will only be a fine. They're not gonna do draft picks, Byron.
Oh, that's a good thing.
You need those draft picks, right? Those are important.
Oh, every last one of them. Every last one of them.
Victor says, "Do not be a hater."
I'm going to continue to be a hater until Victor comes back. Come back, Victor. Come back. He's the one, on the fence.
Okay, let's look at the game stats here. Jackson Hart was 17 of 25 for 195 yards passing and had 13 carries, Byron, for 58 yards. But I think the player of the game was Cam Scabito. 3 touchdowns.
The only I like the way he runs. He runs hard, all the time. But that usually doesn't equate to lasting a real long time. I understand. He's living for the moment, but sometimes he can avoid some of the things. Some of the head first things that he does, and instead of stepping out bounds, like some great backs, Walter Payton, Jim Brown used to do it. Not saying that he's the same, but step out every now and then. All right, you can get as much as you can, and I want him to last as long as he can.
Which average amount of time that a the average amount of time for running back to last is about 4 years. So I'm not surprised over that. But let's look at the Scatterboo play here. He uses his he's a workforce. Who does he remind you of? Any player like Mike Allstott, like or Mr. James Brown? Who does he remind you of?
A smaller Allstott, for the Tampa Bay. He's smaller. He's not as tall as he was, but he definitely, and Allstott when he was running, he had people bouncing off of him. It wasn't none of that where he barrel into. They bounced off of him when he played.
That's quite something. Yeah, this guy is a workhorse. Came from, I think he comes from Arizona State, right? From ASU.
Well, he started off at a smaller school. He started off at Sacramento State.
Sacramento, yeah, which is where he's from.
To Arizona State.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So quite something by this young man. I think it's a good pickup since the departure of Saquon Barkley. Let's look at the other starts. I mean, the other stats. Wandon Robinson had 84 yards. Byron, your thoughts over his performance?
If you figure Neighbors was there, he'd be the one. The one. You have Slayton as the 2, and then Wandell Robinson a 3. With the Giants. And I think he's a perfect guy for us. But he's a slot receiver. And he runs pretty well. Once he catches the ball. He's a tough runner. But he stepped up a lot. A lot more than I thought he was going to do. And hey, any little bit can help. And then I see Jalen Hyatt finally 3 catches, 17 yards. I see he finally contributed after complaining and whatever's been going on with him for the last 2 or 3 years. So at least he got in the game and did a little bit of something.
Yeah, he had to, and especially with the wide receiver out, Malik and the Neighbors, there has to be some contribution. What's going on with the Eagles, Mr. Byron? Do you think the Eagles are in trouble? They've lost 2 in a row. What's going on with them?
Well, you saw what AJ Brown, had whatever comment, as far as with the
he's asking for a trade.
And, he ain't going anywhere. They're not. It'd be crazy to trade this guy. And the problem is that everything should run through Saquon. But what they did was they went out and they got AJ Dillon. They have as a running back. They have Shipley, the kid from Clemson, other running back, and then Bigsley. I think his name is Bigsley, another running back that they have. I guess they're trying to lighten the load, as far as with Saquon. But everything runs through him. But then people don't realize, what's his name? Landon Dickerson is hurt. Cam Jurgens, the center, is nicked up. Lane Johnson, hasn't been playing. They're playing with a backup, tackle. Because Becton, he left and took all that money. The other left guard that they had, last year,
right guard.
Yeah, he left and took all, got all that money, in Los Angeles with the Chargers, and they're not running the ball the way the Eagles normally run the ball. When they're able to run the ball, they can set up the pass, the deep pass for AJ Brown and Smith. And the other thing I noticed with them, for some reason, Jalen doesn't Hurts doesn't want to trust what he sees, because most of the passes he throws are outside, the hash marks on both sides. He doesn't try to push the boundary, as far as throwing something down the middle. And when he does throw something down the middle, it's to the tight end. And Goddard's pretty good tight end, but he's not pushing the ball down the field, the way that they need to. And Barkley, I think, what is the average? 55, 60 yards a game. And last year was way more than that when he rushed for 2,000 yards.
You think there's saving up towards the end of the season, the playoffs, to save his health and energy?
No, we talked about that before. Who was it with Mr. Winters? When we talked with him, he was sitting there saying,
Where's
yeah,
Eric
they're gonna
Winters?
turn the key. We kept me and Victor kept teasing. These kids playing football like West Philly, with the little guy. So yeah, I just saw him today, man. Cute little guy, man. His son plays, like I think the 7-8-year-old. He's a little fire plug, man. He's a little tough little something. But yeah, they just I don't know what their problem is. Just
It now okay, so they lost 2 in a row. Byron, they play against Minnesota this weekend. This is not going to be a winnable game. Vikings could be the real deal. What do you think is going to happen? 0-3?
Do you think maybe that it could be the Carson Wentz revenge game?
Absolutely.
Since, they did get rid of. He got a ton of money, from them, and maybe he wants to show, hey, I'm back. Here I am. And the other thing with the Eagles, their defense is not playing as well as they have last year. Jalen, Carter is like, Jordan Davis is probably playing, for a contract. They don't have the same edge rushers that they had, last year, as far as, getting after a passer. Their corners have been hurt. They're playing with Ringo and Adoree Jackson, who's a New York Giant cast-off.
Oh, my gosh. It's one of those.
And Ojulari. Look at Ojulari, another New York Giants cast-off. And he's with them.
Unbelievable. There should be rules in teams. Do not trade or let go of a player to your same division team. Let's go back to the
they can have him. He was hurt all time.
Okay. The Giants defense. The Giants defense hacked Jalen Hurts 3 times, Mr. Jones, and it picked off a pass. What were your thoughts over their performance?
Brian Burns is the guy. Realize that he's getting his, but when you watch Abdul Carter, he's getting there. He's setting up other people, so he's playing pretty well too. As far as the edge rushers and Thibodeau, setting the edge and doing his thing, and then Dexter Lawrence is coming around the form. People around here are saying this because he just had a baby. So maybe they're saying, he's tired. Not him, but him and his wife just had a baby, and then maybe he's tired or whatever's going on.
He didn't have a baby. His wife did.
He's getting there. But our corners are kind of suspect, though. Yeah.
And welcome Victor Arocho all the way from Las Vegas.
Let's get it on, baby. Our corners are suspect. They picked them off, bro. They ran it back. As long as our D-line, our linebackers are doing it. Oh, stop. Our linebackers and our D-line are doing their job. It'll help out the defensive back. And let me tell you, your boy Brian Burns is rocking it. If it wasn't for him, we'd have a problem. We're talking about everybody except Brian Burns. You're the only one that kept bringing up Brian Burns. That guy is playing every game.
Yep.
Every game he's been balling. Okay. So I like that guy. You brought him up first, but I think Abdul Carter is starting to make you like they're worried about him. He's opening it up for Burns. Once they start teeing up on Burns, I think Abdul Carter start coming in, but he's in there on every play.
Mr. Jones, Byron?
He's getting there. He's close. He's getting there.
He's not there yet,
Burns is killing it.
Carter,
but the thing is, but the thing is, they got to worry about Carter. So what's happening is Burns is getting his. Burns got 2 sacks. D-back picked off Jalen Hurts. Jalen Hurts was looking the whole way. That was a great pick. Like I said, our defense has to do their job. But let me tell you something. A couple things. Definitely, I was against them starting Dart early. Sorry, I'm fixing my back here. I was against them starting Dart early because of just the way our offensive line. I was worried about hurting somebody. You know what I mean? Getting them hurt. I think Byron, you felt the same thing. We wanted to wait. But I will tell you, seeing their moxie, their bravado, him and Scadaboo, they're made for New York. Like Daniel Jones is good, but Daniel Jones was too reserved, too quiet. It was like Barkley as well. These two are uniting the crowd. They're into it. They're dancing. They're doing. Scadaboo even ran in there to see if he was okay. And look, choice. right? That's his choice, and he's running like, the thing about him though, he's smaller, so he's lower to the ground, Byron. So he has had the opportunity to really use that weight and that leverage. So look, he's got a choice right now. I think he knows what he's doing, right? Because he ran that way in high school. You ain't gonna change a guy in college. Did you see that high school run he made?
Yeah, I saw it.
Okay, well, there's no difference in what he's doing in college. There was no difference in what he's doing in New York. I'm excited. Like for the first time, I'm excited. I think Byron and I, we were both concerned in that game earlier when you were talking, because the Giants were up late, and then boom, Philadelphia came back and well, here we go, right, Byron? That's how we felt, because we didn't really talk about the rest of the game. We weren't able to see that the show ended. Then we were surprised at what happened. Then that pick came through, but they're not giving the ball. They're not doing what they did last year. They're not. They got a different offensive coordinator, and they're not giving the ball to Barkley enough, and that's a problem. Because Barkley's not built for a few carries and go. Barkley's built for multiple carries, and you give him a seam, he's going to bust it for 50, 60 yards. But if you give him the ball 8 times, how many times Barkley carried the ball?
12 times.
That's ridiculous. And the game before, he carried 6. That's a problem.
Yeah, but in this game, Barkley, the first 2 carries, he had 30 yards. The first 2 carries against the Giants in this game, and then all of a sudden they went away from it,
which is a problem.
Not his fault.
I'm not blaming Barkley. You're the one you're the hater on Barkley. I ain't blaming Barkley. Okay, I'm saying give Barkley the ball. He's gonna break one. This what bothers me with the Eagles and their coaching staff. I told you. And by the way, didn't we say that they're 4-1? Didn't we say last week they were a bad 4-1 team?
They're a weak 4-1, yeah.
They were a weak 4-1 team.
Winning by 2 points a lot of these games.
And they should have lost against Dallas. If CeeDee Lamb catches those balls, they should have lost. Okay,
Byron's your fault.
And I'm happy. I'm surprised Washington lost. It's not Byron's fault. Byron, you still made the Giants still could win the division. It's up for grabs. With the problem is with Washington losing kind of hurt, but Philly is look, man. Philly's 4-2. They're not playing good ball. If AJ Brown is causing issues, there's a problem there. And then
he wants to trade Vic.
Yeah, that's ridiculous. And then look, those receivers. Look at those receivers for the Giants. Those guys stepped up. I didn't even know who they were.
Mysterious man.
One of them came from the practice squad.
Yeah, Humphrey, yeah.
Came from the practice squad. They're playing, and I think it's that moxie. I'm telling you, Scatterboo and Dart are made for New York.
The new duo.
They're made for New York, and our defense just has to do their job, because I think these guys are going to put up points, right? They're going to put up points. Dart, I'm impressed with Dart. Do you notice they're also running a different – did you see how bad Russell Wilson came in for one play and they booed him?
We lost Byron.
So did you see Russell Wilson came in and they booed him?
I did not see that. But he had 1 attempt apparently.
Yeah, he had 1 attempt and they booed him. I feel bad for the guy, but Dart's balling, man, and he runs down. He hangs out with his team. I'm excited. No matter what happens, I'd like them to play good football. We shouldn't have lost to the Saints. That's the problem that we're worried about, right?
That's a winnable game.
We would have beat the Saints. We would be what? 3-3. Now we're in the hunt. How do you lose? You can't lose to these lousy. You put me in the green room. What was that? Misbehaving?
We misclick.
If they would have beat the Saints,
they'd be big Philly.
Exactly. They would have been 3-3 right now, Byron. We shouldn't have lost to the Saints. Saints are a terrible team. Yep. And by the way, a terrible team. And then
Spencer Rattler still has his job, Byron.
Well, yeah. For now, I guess they're ready to put their young kid out there.
Tyler Shuck.
Hey, Byron, how are you feeling right now? I mean, I'm pretty happy with
a glimmer of hope.
The Giants. What do you say? Glimmer of hope. Okay, yeah. What was your name last week? What was your name? was your name last week? Your name was something giving up, or it was not good. Your name last week.
There was no bueno
or whatever. I don't know.
It was so funny. Anyways, look, this is the first time in how many years, Byron, that we had something excited to talk about.
Probably 2-3 years, not too long.
Yeah, because they went to the playoffs, right? But again, I wasn't like this with Daniel Jones, and I still thought Daniel Jones did well. I just don't think they ran the offense for him. I think they got smarter, or they're more geared.
Wait a minute. Wait. You said what about Daniel Jones? I let me hear that. Say that again.
What did I say? I don't remember what I said.
That they didn't run the offense right for him, or
right? I don't think they ran the right offense for him.
Okay, I just wanted to hear that again.
I don't think because you could tell he's at look.
One
that's
more time,
why
Vic?
They didn't run the right offense for Daniel Jones because they're running Ole Miss's offense for Jackson Dart. It's a spread offense. Sometimes there's no running back. Right, and they did that in preseason. And we didn't know whether it would work in during regular season, and it's working. And plus, this kid can run. Now look, Byron. Here's the problem I have with the coach. One more thing, 1 second. Problem I have with the coaches: the kid goes into a concussion protocol into the tent. Then several plays later, they run a quarterback sweep to the right. Why are they doing that? They did the same thing with Daniel Jones. He hurts his head, and then they do a quarterback sneak with him. Why would you just put the quarterback that you're relying on? You're running to the net, Dable. I still want them fired. They're running to the tent. They want them to do this, and then you do a quarterback sweep after you just came out of the tent. Byron, come on.
It's an organization
I want your answer to that. I want your answer to that. Why would you risk running a quarterback sweep, right? After he comes out of the concussion protocol tent? Go ahead. Answer that question.
Well, one, Dable's not calling the plays. It's Kafka is calling the plays right now. He's out of the court.
Not Kafka.
Kafka. I'm just letting you know he's
saying facts.
He's offensive coordinator.
Let's say facts. When Byron Jones picks you when he wants. Well, the head coach is the CEO of the team. You're the CEO of the team. Well, which one is it? I would have called it off. You're going to tell me Dable couldn't hear. Okay, I'm hearing the play call. I'm the quarterback. I would have said, hell no, do not run that call. Do not play. Do not run that play. I would have overstepped him.
But he ran it anyway.
He's
and guess what? And the thing is,
they didn't get much.
Jackson Dart needs to learn how to hit the deck. He ran it 13 times. But there's a lot of times that he should have hit the deck and tried. He's not a big quarterback. He's not as big. He's not as big as Daniel Jones. Daniel Jones is a big quarterback.
He's tall.
He needs to learn.
How tall is he?
Yeah, he's tall. Dart?
Yeah, but Dart played in the SEC.
Daniel Jones like 6'6",
Dart's
right?
6'2".
Yeah,
No, Jones like 6'4".
6'5".
Yeah, but Dart played in the SEC. He's tougher. He played in the SEC. Duke plays in the ACC. I mean, who was playing good there? One team, Clemson,
Georgia Tech,
FSU,
Florida State,
which was terrible, right? But anyways, again, they're running the right offense for him. But I wouldn't. They did the same thing. Why would you look at this? Look at this. Why are you running that play? Why are you running that play after you get
no? The question is, why is he leading with his head?
Because he's trying to move. You're right. He's trying to excite the crowd. He's a young kid. He wants to do what he wants. But he's done that before. This is not the first time. So why have him run that play knowing that this kid ain't going to, he's not going to slide? And remember, he's also watching big Patrick Mahomes who's running over people.
Yeah, that's Patrick. That's a little bit different size.
He's 6'5", exactly. I love Cam Newton. Cam Newton said, well, this guy can't, you can't be, you're the nail. You ain't the hammer. And they go, well, Cam Newton, you ran the ball. He goes, but I was the hammer. Cam Newton's big.
Yes, very big.
Really big.
He's like 6'8", right?
He's big. He's a big man.
Like 6'6", probably about 250, 240, 250.
Yeah, that's big. He was a hammer. He's the hammer. But again, I don't think they should have ran that play. It's my opinion, right? I just don't take the chance. Byron, and I don't know if it's the coach because Mr. Whisperer, Daniel Jones had a problem sliding too. So it's like 2 quarterbacks probably sliding. Hey, I'm happy for Daniel Jones. I'm telling you, they should be undefeated. They should be undefeated. They're probably one of the best teams. By the way, my buddies, I just got a text. My buddies, one of the kids, one of my buddies in my apartment at the Laureate, Las Olas, his
Shout out to them.
for the Minnesota, he's starting. They're just making a move. That's it. That's his guy. Like it's a friend of his or someone. I don't forget how he knows him. But let me see. Add neighbor. Shoot. There you go. Add
MLA.
Who's the kid that's starting for
Minnesota?
Yeah, there's a new kid starting for Minnesota.
Not Carson Wentz.
No. They're taking Carson Wentz out.
JJ McCarthy?
No, McCarthy's not starting, dude. It's
Wentz is starting.
No, somebody else.
What? This,
no, they're taking just
Mason. What position, Victor?
Quarterback.
Yeah, Carson Wentz starting for Minnesota.
No, he sent me a text that they're starting the next quarterback. I can't find it.
There's Max Brosner. There's
Max. That's his
Max
guy.
Brosmer.
He's going to be starting. That guy Max is going to be starting.
This is late breaking news.
Why?
Might be happening faster than anyone realize. Well, that's from inside information because there's nothing pulling up that he started.
He sent me a thing. Maybe it's just one of those things.
Yeah, there you go. Officially starts tomorrow.
Ooh.
I guess he came from the practice squad.
No, he was third string. He was third string.
Especially listed as starter for week 6. Wow.
Told you.
I thought you were making up stuff.
Because Carson Wentz.
He's a bad knee.
Who is this guy?
Exactly. This guy's pretty good.
Apparently, his dad lives in Victor's apartment building.
Not his dad. Is my buddies knows the kid. I forgot how he knows him. I'll text him now.
All right. Well, he played University of Minnesota. I got that. Okay.
Well, he stayed. Victor, this is the banner that Byron had last week on the Giants fan. That's what from
that's what it was on the fence. Yeah, Vikings are expected to start rookie quarterback Max Brosner.
Adam Schefter says it. It's as official as it gets, right, Byron?
Yeah, there you go.
Can't get more official than that.
No, he knows his stuff. They said that when they had for Thanksgiving, wouldn't you want at your dinner table? Schefter was one of the people that they said because he's always on his phone because he gets so many texts about what's happening.
You know,
he's got inside info. They all tell him the information.
You know, he did admit he does check his phone while he's having intimacy. I'm just saying. Go ahead, Byron.
That's sad. That brother. That's because now you know why he's not Latin or he's not a brother.
Yeah. He got snitches. That's what he got, man. He's like in the jail, man. He got snitches all over the place. That's what he got.
But Aaron Rodgers does not like him.
There's Adam Schefter?
Adam Schefter, yeah, because Adam Schefter got his phone number and asked him, hey, are you going to go to the Jets or are you going to go to whatever? And it's like, don't text me again, he said, Aaron Rodgers.
That's awesome. Aaron Rodgers also made a nice compliment to Tomlin. You know that they had a conversation way before. Tomlin knew they knew he was coming. All that wait. Remember, I told you Tomlin had to have already spoken with Aaron Rodgers. They're waiting. He already talked to him. And Aaron Rodgers stated it that they had spoken, and he's a man of his word. They didn't say any word, and he says that he goes, "It's the first time." He goes, "I wish I had Tomlin as a coach early in my career." Because when I talk to him, he doesn't make you feel like it's a coach player. He makes you feel like he's listening. He's talking with you. And they always said he's a player's coach.
And it's working out so far, man. Look at the standings. 4-1, top of the AFC.
And that's without their defense playing at $172 million worth.
Exactly. Don't tell that to Joe.
Yeah, 1-0. And that terrible division. Ugh. Oh, they're terrible. Look at that.
Bengals are number 2, Victor. Number 2 at 2-4, and they play tonight versus the Steelers on Thursday Night Football.
Oh, so Max Brosner is good friends with my buddy's son.
My buddy's son.
I mean, my buddy's, yeah. So my buddy's, my neighbor, he's in my building.
His son.
His son is good friends with Max Brosner.
Well, good for Max.
Yeah, so he was with them in Florida because they were they were working out in Florida, and he worked out with several other ones.
A whole lot of them, which a whole
And
lot of
he
them
said
work
he
out
coached
down
them.
here.
He coached them from 5th to 8th grade, and they're
So-
close to his parents. So he's really rooting for him.
So, Victor, you think the Eagles are in trouble, or they just had 2 bad weeks?
The Eagles are in trouble.
Why?
Because of the same thing we've said for the last several years. Something's wrong with that team internally. Right? It's like it's a locker room issue. I don't know if Sirianni's just weird. I don't know what I can't put my finger on it. But other than when they were winning, we told them they were an ugly Form 1 team. There just seems to be an internal problem inside that organization, right? And then why would you switch success? The thing is, the other thing is they're saying with Jalen Hurts and so forth. It's just that they had multiple coordinators. So, your success was Barkley last year. He almost beat Eric Dickerson's record. Okay. Why would you go away from it? And then the year before Barkley went there, AJ Brown was killing it. When you throw it to AJ Brown, he makes the catches. You're not throwing to him. I don't blame AJ Brown for wanting to get out of there. I don't think they're, like a company, like you have a mission statement, you get your whole company on the same, trajectory, same page. This is the goal. We have to all work as a unit. I just don't think that that's the problem with them. Right?
Mr. Jones, Byron, your thoughts on the Eagles? Are they in trouble or they had 2 bad games?
2 bad games. People don't. You need to think about this. Jalen Hurts has had a different offensive coordinator every year. You're talking about college, when he got to the NFL. Now he's on, the next guy, once Kellen Moore got a job, and now they got a new coordinator. So maybe it has something to do, with the fact that, they keep changing coordinator, and he's not getting comfortable with, whatever verbiage or whatever they have going on, and he's just having a problem, with whatever's going on now. Because this guy, he just came out of the blue. Patullo or whatever his name is, like Kevin Patullo, I think his name, with a P or something.
Yeah, it's Kevin Patullo, correct.
And he was like, I guess he was Sirianni's buddy or whatever. I'm gonna even throw that out there. And he got the job. And I don't think he should. They should probably went out and found another guy or whatever, or promoted. It's like the other one a couple years ago that they had that shouldn't have had the job. And next year, I think it was Brian Johnson. And next year they fired him real quick and then brought in another guy. But yeah, everything starts with Jalen Hurts. He's not pushing the ball down the field the way he should with those receivers that he has, and that's the problem.
He's not a deep thrower, right?
Sure.
If
you throw a
but deep. If I got AJ Brown and Smith and even the backup guys are good and the tight end, why is he not pushing the ball down the field? Why? Why does he not trust what he's seeing? He doesn't trust in the guys enough, because usually if he gets in trouble, what does he do? He looks for AJ Brown and chucks it to the left. It's always to the left. Everything he throws, where if it's deep, it's to the left of AJ Brown all the time, and it's just obvious. It's like everybody in the league knows that, and I'm just a casual watcher and I can see it.
Victor, what do you think about Jalen Hurts' performance?
I think Jalen Hurts. I agree with Byron. I think it's his coordinator. Jalen Hurts has been getting better every year, and then he's starting to tail off. Right. I think he's a good quarterback. I just think, like Byron said, multiple offense coordinators. But I'm just telling you, when you're leaving it, listen. They should have lost to the Cowboys. Saquon had 18 carries. They won. He had 22 carries against the Chiefs. They won. They had 18 carries against the Rams. They won. 19 carries against the Bucks. They won. 6 carries against Broncos. They lost. 12 carries to the Giants. They lost. I mean, I don't understand. Are you that stupid? What happened to analytics? You notice the analytics aren't spoken about anymore?
They're kind of overriding it too. They're not been relying on it lately.
He had in 2 games, he had the same amount of carries that he had in each game before that. And in those 2 games, they lost. You're putting the ball in you're making Jalen Hurts make some decisions, and And listen, you lost against the Giants that we know that we felt was, their team still, we're worried about the line, we're worried about a lot of things. And you lost to them after Saquon, A.J. Brown, and Jalen Hurts had a private meeting together. So you get your three best players having a meeting, and you go and lose again to the Giants. I'm happy, but something's wrong with that.
Mr. Jones, closing thought on that, on Hurts and Eagles?
Gotta move on. We've been talking about this.
Okay, yeah. The Eagles had a lot of issues on both sides of the ball. They won with the offensive and defensive line. They have issues on both sides, and that sums it all up in a nutshell. They need to fix both sides.
Quick stat, Jackson Hart is now the third quarterback in the Super Bowl era to run for at least 50 yards in each of his first NFL starts, joining Lamar Jackson and Jalen Hurts.
Some pretty good company.
Byron, Giants are looking for a trade for a wide receiver now with Malik and the neighbors out. What have you been hearing? Who should the Giants get?
I'm going to throw it out there right now. Jalen Waddle, Miami Dolphins.
No.
That's the only one I want. I don't want any. Because hasn't he got paid? I think he's gotten paid, right?
He's gotten paid. Yeah, he got a contract a year or 2 years ago. Correct. Yeah.
I want Jalen Waddle. I'm going to jump up and down on the desk till we get him. That's the guy. Target him.
There's rumors about the Raiders, Jacoby hires. You think they can get him?
Nah, I wouldn't want him. No. They said like Jacoby Myers. They're saying Chris Olave.
From New Orleans. Yeah.
Then the one I saw today was David Njoku, the tight end from the Cleveland Browns. They threw him in the mix a couple hours ago, and the only reason they threw him out there, he's from Cedar Ridge, New Jersey. He's a Jersey guy. So
and the Browns have been training a lot of people out too.
Out of all the wide. And they were Calvin Ridley was another one that they threw out there, but the only one I would like them to see is Jalen Waddle for let's see, a second pick next year, and the year after like a sixth the following year in 27. Yeah, I would target him.
Victor, should the Giants pursue a wide receiver and a trade for a wide receiver? Or keep as is?
I'm kind of torn because, we're going to have Malik Neighbors next, right? Coming back next year, right? Yeah. I'm still, for me, I want a lineman. I want to keep beefing up the line. If it was me, I want an offensive line, keep building that line. You've got the makings. You got key player. You got a running back. By the way, Tracy is also a good running back. You got to remember.
Coming back soon, right, Byron?
Yeah, we got Tracy, we got Scatterboo, we got Tracy, we got Scatterboo. Now we're going back to old Giants, multiple running backs, right? Power, what do they call it? Thunder and lightning. Okay, the receivers that now came up are starting to play, right? And hey, they got their opportunity, and they like Dart is hitting them, and they're catching. They know this is their time. While you got Malik Neighbors out, you better get yours. You want them to get paid? As a receiver. If I was like just pulled up from the practice squad, I'm going to catch 70,000 balls a day.
That's your time to shine.
It's exactly get paid. So, if I was me, I want a lineman, offensive lineman.
Oh, it's too late for that. They signed
Why?
Juice
You
Wells.
can get a receiver.
Yeah, but they signed playing receiver. Coming in during the season and being a lineman is two different things. And they signed Juice Wells. Yeah, Juice Wells, his former teammate from Mississippi, Jackson Dart. They signed him the other day.
That's right. That was his friend from Mississippi State. He's in the practice squad. Other moves: Giants restructure contracts of cornerback Paulson Adebo and safety Jevon Holland. Hiring, your thoughts over this restructuring?
I wonder why, so they can get some money, get some money together, so that whoever they trade for, they can fit them in, under a salary cap. That's all this is. So they're going to do something, in the next, 2 or 3 weeks, and it better be Jalen Waddle. That's all I keep saying.
I've heard Odell Beckham Jr. rumor too.
Nah, I'd rather take Waddle over. I'll take. I would if
Nah.
Byron's right. If it's too late for a lineman, go for Waddle. Get Waddle out of. I like Waddle. He's not that big, but he can catch, and he has no problem going over the middle.
Mr. Byron.
And he'll if they go get him, and he'll fit in perfectly when Neighbors comes back.
Oh my God! Exactly.
Compliment to each other.
You're talking about you're talking about an AJ Brown and Waddle. Now you're talking about Malik Neighbors and Waddle, and they're young.
And this report by Yahoo Sports that Waddle is linked to the Giants.
Oh man, come on now, bring it, Byron. You look, man. Your prediction ain't that far off, man. You still believe it? You still believe they can win the division?
I'm gonna keep hope alive. I have that one little glimmer of hope.
I think there's a shot. The problem is they can't play hot and cold. You know what I mean? They can't lose. They can't lose against the Saints and then beat Philly.
And they got the Broncos this weekend, FYI.
It's okay. Broncos are beatable. We already seen
in
it.
Denver. It's cold in Denver right here now.
They got a good. Their defense is pretty good.
Yeah, number 2 in the NFL.
Yeah, but what was the Chargers?
Not number 2.
They were a top defense, though. They weren't number 2.
Not like Denver.
They're battered too right now.
Yeah, I don't care about Denver. 644 coming to town. My high 644. I still want Dable. Still want Dable fired.
Man, stop firing the guy, man. He got to eat. Man. Christmas is coming. Stop being screwed, man. Christmas is
fire
coming up, man.
Dable. Fire Shane. Fire
Shane, Dable.
Get
both.
rid of them.
Both.
Get rid of both of them.
For the package.
Yeah.
And then bring in Brian Flores.
He'll never coach for the Giants.
He's suing them still.
He's suing the Giants. He ain't gonna coach for them.
There's still a lawsuit in place, so.
Yeah, but I wouldn't
mind.
Mike
McDaniel?
Please, man. How many times have I told you we need a defensive coach?
100 times.
We need a defensive coach and a great offensive coordinator. That's what we need.
I like to see like
the way our offensive coordinator is playing right now. I like our offensive coordinator. Keep our offensive coordinator. Let him do his job.
Mike
get a defensive coach.
Wait a minute. Wait. Okay, you're mad because he had him running, quarterback sweep, but then you tell him and you want to get him fired, but now you want to sit there and fire the guy. You want to keep him. Come on, man.
No. I didn't fire the offensive coordinator. I want to fire the head coach that allowed that play to be run. Because if I'm wrong, that head coach could have overrode that play call.
Yes, he could have, but he didn't.
Okay. And he's supposedly an offensive-minded coach.
Supposedly.
And he's supposedly a quarterback whisperer.
No, I can't tell.
Oh, that's not what you said a few weeks ago.
No. I've never said I said
you called him a quarterback whisperer.
The only quarterback whisperer is right over here in my books over here, and that's Bruce Arians. That's it.
God.
Bruce Arians.
We got to get an
intern.
We got to get an intern to get every one of Byron's clips. He's killing me. He called him a quarterback. There's even a show that I said he's a whisperer like this. I did a show like that.
Nope.
Deny, deflect. Yeah, of course. You're getting old. That's why. You're getting old. You're scaring me. You're scaring me. Anyhow,
all right,
let's go. Okay, we got some. Let's go somewhere else. Washington. Let's go. We talked about
Cowboys. Commanders lose against the Bears by a point by Bears field goal kicker Jake Moody. Commanders, I think they lost.
This dude was sitting at home, man. He was a substitute teacher.
Who, Jake Moody?
That? Yeah.
Did not know that.
Yeah, he was like substitute teaching. They took him off, they picked him off the ground. And the Commanders, I can't imagine. I can't understand how they lost that game.
Jalen Daniels fumbled the ball. That's how they lost that game.
Okay, well,
and he's not a fumbler. He just dropped the ball.
Exactly. Well, that's going to hurt them because they had a chance to be even with the Eagles, right? So, all right, let's go to Dallas.
All right, let's go to Dallas. They lost against the Panthers 27-30. Rico Otto running back 239 yards, Byron.
and
Wow.
he told them before the game to buckle up. He told them that was coming. The running back for the Panthers, and he did exactly what he wanted. That's a terrible run defense. That's probably one
That
of the
defense
worst
is
run
terrible.
It's
Where's
terrible,
Micah Parsons?
terrible. In Green Bay, chilling, probably sitting back watching. They're a terrible defense, and for him to sit there and say you better buckle up and then back it up, you know what? Somebody should get fired for that, and that should be the DC for the Cowboys or Jerry Jones.
Jerry Jones should step down.
Yeah, step down.
Have his son run it.
Yep,
It's
might as well.
probably- ain't gonna matter as long as Jerry Jones is alive. He's gonna be telling his son what to do.
Well, anyways, Victor Tua says if you're not showing up to the players' meeting, that's why you lose games. But then he apologizes the next day. Sorry about calling.
That's because they were on his case for calling people out. You know what
Didn't
I mean?
he call Brian Flores out too one time?
I don't know about that, but he called out the whole team, and he's right. If you're not showing up for games, you're not showing for that. I mean, really, he called out the coach. He called out the whole organization.
But players' meetings are not mandatory, right, Byron?
No, not at all.
When you're losing, they are.
Yeah, but you can't make these grown men show up. That's what the problem is. You can't make these guys show up. If they don't want to show up,
where's the meeting? At his house or at the locker room?
Coughlin didn't mess around. He fined you. You didn't show up, they fined you.
Yeah, but
but it was a players' meeting, not a team meeting.
Yeah, the Giants had like a senior player committee or whatever, like Strahan and Pierce and
Ring
the
of
other
Honor
guy, and those guys where if Coughlin wanted something to do, he got done. He go to that guy, go to them three or whatever it was, and say, hey, I need this, and this, and that's the way they took care of. They took all in house. Tua, he got paid, as a quarterback, down there. He's always hurt. He's got the C on the chest, the big old captain thing on there. And, he like last game, he was like, yeah, why would you want to follow a guy that's like, yeah, I don't know if he's going to be hurt. He's not playing well. Like, yeah, you know what? I'm going home. I'll see you around. I'm going to get my Porsche and drive off.
And go speed.
Yep, speed right down the road.
That organizations, they just got a problem. We've known
they're all getting fired. They're all getting fired. Mike McDaniel's going to be in the unemployment. Greer, is that his name? I guess the GM. He's getting fired.
Chris Greer.
And Tua, they're going to, whatever money that he has with his contract, they're going to eat it and send him on his way.
Go to Denver.
Yeah, I wonder who's going to pick up Tua, man, because I think that's a problem.
I can say a Browns team or a Bengals team picking him up.
The Saints.
Let me tell you, the Browns have problems, right? They're saying that they, no matter what, they still don't want to. Shedeur Sanders. There's an issue there with Shedeur Sanders. They're saying some of the reason.
Victor. It's probably his attitude is not the best.
Well, somebody with Cam Newton was making a good point. He was like, a lot of teams they think he dropped because, the topic shouldn't be about a second or third string quarterback. It should be about the starter. And he's getting too much attention on stuff that's a deterrent if you're the starting quarterback. And that's a good point. Right? No, who talks about the second string, third string quarterbacks on any team right now?
No one.
They talk about Shedeur Sanders.
That's the only, and then previously it was Tim Tebow, but
they didn't really talk about him as they don't talk about him like Shedeur Sanders. And I just think Tebow just wasn't in the right headspace. No one played the offense around him. Like, how we're saying that Dart was playing with his college offense. They should have just brought a University of Florida offense and played around Tua.
Yeah, but you saw how much Tebow ran. He couldn't do that in the NFL like that, the way he did in Florida. And most of the passes he threw, 10 yards, 15 yards. He didn't push the ball
short
down
passes.
the field. Yeah, a lot of them were short passes. And them other guys took the ball to the house. So
what was his style of quarterbacking again? There was a name to it.
I don't know, Wildcat. I don't know.
Yeah, that was exactly what it was. Wildcat, which was more of a college thing, I think.
And then with Cleveland, you had Gabriel's a short quarterback. He ain't that big. He's shorter than 6
He's
foot. He's
5'10", 6 feet.
if that, and he threw 53 passes, I think, the last game, and they said that none of them went more than 10 yards. 53 passes. Dylan Gabriel.
Dylan Gabriel, quarterback of the Browns.
So you mean tell me Shador can't beat this guy or even step on the field 10 yards?
I don't know.
53.
This like has a Johnny Manziel feel to it.
Mm-hmm.
Anyways, Tennessee Titans got rid of the coach Victor Brian Callahan, going 1-5, 4-22 overall, and he had Cam Ward as his quarterback this year.
I think Cam Ward's better than he's playing. You know, I think he deserves to be coach. It's the Titans. I mean, look at the difference. Look at Vrabel. What Vrabel's doing with New England.
He's turning that ship around, right, Vic?
Fast, real fast. He's a good coach. He turned Titans around too.
He did, and then got rid of him about a year ago.
Mm-hmm.
What do you think about Byron? Brian Callahan.
He was doomed for the start. You know, you figure you have the first pick, first quarterback, so they want him to succeed like immediately. You know, that he's supposed to come in, and Cam Ward, he's good, but he's not like a generational talent, like like a Trevor Lawrence or what's his name? Played with the Colts back in the day. Well, even Peyton Manning or the other guy, Andrew Luck. Those guys were generational talents.
Right.
He's good, Cam Ward, but he's not
Justin Herbert.
That guy. Yeah, and he needs people, around him to succeed. And you figure he called them out, his teammates a couple of weeks ago, as far as what they were doing or whatever. But
that was a Cam Ward decision.
And what they were talking about on TV, I think it was either today, that Mike McCarthy could end up being the OC there, and then Brian Flores be the head coach and then
Mike McDaniel is the as one of the coaches too.
Opposite coordinator. Yeah,
that'd be like an entire Dolphin coaching.
Ex-Dolphins.
Hey, most ex-Dolphins usually perform, so this is gonna be a good thing.
Also, Giant players too, apparently.
Nice. So.
All right, guys. Who are your top 6 teams in the NFL right now? Victor, go.
Oh my God. I'm gonna take Indianapolis. No, I'm gonna take Tampa. No, shit. I'm gonna take Indianapolis. Then I'll take Tampa. Oh man, that's hard. Indianapolis, Tampa. I'm gonna take
no Chiefs.
Not Chiefs, not yet. I'll put Philly up there because just they got the team. I'll put the Denver Broncos. Shoot, I'm having a tough time here.
We'll go with Byron. Then we'll go back to Vic.
Give me some suggestions. You were saying,
Bills,
49. Oh, the Bills up there. But the Bills are in between. I'll put the 49ers, even though they lost.
Niners are looking good. I trust Niners.
I'm at 5. I'm trying to think of 6. I can't even think.
You can put the Patriots in there.
Patriots, I can throw the Patriots. Okay, that'll round out my 6.
Hey, Byron.
But think about it. I'm surprised. Think about the teams I mentioned. Indianapolis, right? Indianapolis is looking good. Tampa. Tampa's always
Detroit.
Been good. Oh, Detroit's good too, man.
So you're saying it's wide open right now for the Super Bowl?
Pretty much.
It is, man. There's no dominant team. Can you think of it other than Indianapolis? Because Indianapolis should be undefeated.
They can't win in LA, apparently.
They lost to LA?
Yeah.
All right, that's their second loss?
Yeah, the Rams are good.
The Rams are good. Yeah, I don't know. There's no dominant team right now. Which is parity with the NFL one. I'm sorry, Byron. What's your top 6?
Yeah, Byron, your top 6 right now.
Packers.
Packers 1.
Buccaneers. No, Packers 1. Buccaneers 1.
Buccaneers
Packers,
1. Packers 2.
Packers. Colts.
Colts 3.
Patriots.
Patriots 4.
Steelers and
5 Steelers. Wow.
The Chiefs. You gotta knock out.
You can't bet against Mahomes.
Nope.
But the Chiefs only had one good game, the last game. They lit it up. right? That's number
But
one.
they get
Versus the Lions.
they get
The Packers, I'm concerned because they're not consistent.
They tied against the
Jordan
Cowboys.
Love, yeah. I mean, so
Wait.
but I think I'm a good with you except for two of those teams.
Why do you say Steelers, Byron? I'm really curious about that. Why the Steelers?
Aaron Rodgers is not having to do too much. He's doing just enough for them. You know, they can run the ball, they can pass the ball when they want to. You know, and they they have good tight end. You know, with tight ends. Yeah, I like the big giant guy that's about 300 pounds, and he's doing just enough to win the game and not screw it up because they have to throw the ball 40 or 50 times a game, and they're not doing that.
Vic,
Rodgers has 10 TDs, 3 interceptions. He's got 105 passer rating. I mean, he's doing what they needed him to do.
That's all they need him to do.
I mean, but we need that. But the only reason I don't pick the Steelers yet, Byron, is because I don't feel their defense has stepped up to the level that they've been paid.
They're worth a lot of money,
right? So if their defense starts playing at that level, they're going to be dangerous because Rodgers is not known for turning over the ball, right? He makes really good decisions. They're running some good, fake run fakes and passes. He's got control. He's happy. You notice you don't hear anything about him. There's no problems. He's not making coaches speeches. Tomlin don't mess around. I told you, Tom has a conversation with you. It's over. And I think they have a good feeling together.
All right, let's go into predictions. We're gonna land this plane nice and soft. Steelers at Bengals. Vic, who you got for tonight, Thursday Night Football?
Steelers at Bengals.
Steelers.
Byron?
Steelers.
The old quarterbacks tonight, Flacco versus Rodgers. London, Rams versus Jaguars. Jaguars do well in London. Vic?
Oh, man. I'm gonna take my chances. I would like to see Trevor Lawrence do well. I'm gonna go with Jags.
They have a good season. That coach has turned that ship around too. Byron,
Jaguars.
No Puka. Jaguars. Okay.
Yeah.
Eagles at Vikings. I think Vic is gonna pick Minnesota.
Yeah.
Vic is picking with Max Brosby, whatever his name is. Byron, you play for Minnesota.
I ain't picking those guys. They stopped paying me years ago. The Eagles. I'm picking the Eagles.
The Mike Vrabel Bowl. Patriots.
Hold on a second. But the reason why the Vikings with this kid, no matter who they put in, O'Donnell's a good coach.
Yeah, he's a good quarterback coach.
He's just a good coach. He runs an offense that aligns with whoever's he's plugged in does well. Outside
Daniel Jones, learn from him.
And Sam Darnold.
Sam Darnold doing well in
and
Seattle.
Darnold's still balling. He's still balling in Seattle.
Sam Darnold from last year.
Here, Victor, here. He's a quarterback whisperer.
Who? Kevin O'Donnell?
Right back in it.
Yeah.
Full circle.
Okay, you heard what you say, Byron?
He's a quarterback whisperer.
Who is?
The head coach from Minnesota.
O'Donnell.
Yeah.
K. O'Donnell.
Okay, you heard it live at 9:07.
9:07 p.m. Eastern. Patriots at Titans. Victor, the Mike Vrabel Bowl.
Oh, definitely Patriots.
Byron?
Patriots.
Vrabel is going to put a pounding on him.
This might be the best chance the Jets to get a win. Panthers at Jets.
Byron?
They're 0-6, the Jets.
Byron?
I love Aaron Glenn, but he's going to go 0 for 7. 0 for 7. 0 for 7. I'm going with the Panthers.
I'm going with the Panthers, too.
Wow. Victor likes Bryce Young.
No, I like the fact that they beat Dallas. I mean,
by 3 points.
They're still a better team than I thought.
Dolphins 1-5 at Browns 1-5. One of these coaches, Kevin Stefanski or McDaniel, could get fired after this weekend.
I'll go with Dolphins on this one.
Byron.
I'm gonna go Browns with this one.
Ooh.
I could go either way because the Browns got a good defense.
Njoku might go to the Giants, right? You said, Byron?
So he ain't going. He's a tight end. They don't need another. That'd be 3 tight ends. They got more than enough.
The Saints, Spencer Rattler at the Chicago Bears. Bears have been winning 2 in a row. They're looking good. They're shaping up. Caleb Williams, Victor, your guy.
He my guy, but they are playing better. Their defense looks pretty good. So if they're playing in Chicago, I'm gonna go with the Bears.
It's windy too. Byron, Saints at Bears in Soldier Field.
I'm going with the Bears.
A weak Raiders. Pete Carroll's also on the hot seat. At the Chiefs, they got to win 3 in a row, I think, Victor, to stay alive.
I think the Chiefs are on fire, and I think that Geno Smith is not playing the same ball he was playing in Seattle
or New York.
Nope.
And Byron, Raiders at Chiefs. You're a Pete Carroll guy.
Yeah, he was a DB coach when I was the Vikings. I'm going with the Chiefs anyway. They get Rashid Rice is coming back this week.
Oh, that's right.
Rashid.
Yep.
Colts at the Chargers. Colts has not won. Daniel Jones has not won in LA. Victor.
I'm going with Daniel Jones.
Byron, are you going for Daniel Jones or for Justin Herbert?
I always go with Daniel. I'm going with Indiana Jones, his new name. Indiana Jones.
Victor.
That's funny. That's a good one. Think about it. Indianapolis Colts and Daniel Jones. Indiana Jones. That's a good one, Byron. Yeah. You got some thinking. You got some thinking going on there.
Good job. Victor said early in the show this will be an upset. Giants at Broncos.
I'm going with my Giants this time. There ain't no confusion, man. I'm going with 644.
Altitude. Byron, you're going with altitude or with the rookies?
I'm going to be on my buddy John Rottenberg, and I'm picking the Denver Broncos.
Dude, why are you on the fence? And what's wrong with you, man? You're the worst. Normally I go, you're terrible, dude. Turn your card in. How could you do that?
I'm going with the Denver Broncos, man. Stop being a hater.
Why?
Because the Denver Broncos defense is legit. It's for real. They're second ranked in the NFL. The Nick Benito, that edge rusher, is a problem. Look him up.
I don't care, man. That's sad. The first time we got hope, and you're gonna go against the team, and you picked them to win the division. Like, what's wrong with you?
Beat the Broncos to win the division.
No joke. That's my point.
You got to capitalize when the Eagles are doing bad.
Right. Disaster.
All right. Broncos. Go Broncos.
Packers, Jordan Love at Jacoby Brissett, Cardinals. Victor.
Packers.
Byron Jones, you're a Jacoby Brissett fan.
No, not that much. Packers.
Packers winning. Arizona, Glendale. NFC East showdown. Commanders at Cowboys. I smell a trap game and an upset for the Cowboys. Victor, do you smell the same?
No, I think Commanders are going to wipe them out.
Byron.
Commanders, Washington.
All hail Commanders.
That's
Atlanta at the Niners. Looks like Mac Jones will have another start. Mr. Byron, who you have? Atlanta. Atlanta was hot last week.
Let me say, B.J. Robinson was a beast. Let me tell you that. Oh my God, I couldn't. But he was a beast last week. Byron.
49ers got a lot of injuries. They without Fred Warner for the rest of the year. Nick Bosa's out. I'm going with Atlanta Falcons and Michael Penix.
And they beat the Bills last week, FY. Victor, who you have? Atlanta at Niners. You lived in Atlanta. You've never been to San Francisco, though.
Yes, I have. I have family like 30 minutes out there. I'm going to go with Atlanta based on what Bijan Robinson. If he runs like that, shoot.
Bijan or Bijan?
Bijan.
Monday Night Football, the Buccaneers, MVP caliber Baker Mayfield at Detroit Lions. They lost against the Chiefs last week. Victor, you like Baker, but you don't like Jared Goff.
I like Jared Goff. I like both of them. I like. Wow, that's a tough one. It's at Detroit.
This is the NFC Championship game preview, right, Byron?
Yep.
It could be.
I like what Baker Mayfield's doing, but he sometimes I just think he's unpredictable. You're playing against at Detroit. I'm gonna go with the Lions.
Victor. Byron.
I'm gonna go back to my family roots. I'm getting back on the Detroit Lions bandwagon.
Motown.
Just for this week.
Motown. And there's a doubleheader at 10 p.m. You have nothing to do. You're not tired. You got the Texans at the Seahawks.
I'm
Victor,
sleeping.
I know you're up late night on Monday, especially.
I'll be sleeping. I'm gonna pick the Seahawks.
Byron, it is CJ Stroud at Seattle.
Well, Seattle, tough place to play. I'm going with Sam Darnold. Seattle Seahawks.
Darnold. Before we go, we got a word from our sponsor.
Borders? Optional. Complexity? Handled. Growth? Endless. The future of work is global. Introducing Venture Global, your all-in-one solution to find, hire, and pay talent around the world. Finding you the talent you need in the countries you're expanding into. Managing your employees across the globe, from contractors to EOR, all compliantly. And paying them on time in their currency with ease through a global HRIS platform. With Venture Global, we make international expansion feel local. Venture Global, built for borderless business.
Victor, tell us about Venture Global, Solvo Global, and why are you in Las Vegas for? Not just for gambling, but why you're there for.
I'm not gambling, first of all, and I don't like conferences in Vegas. It's just too big. I'm here for a logistics and retail supply conference, and there's really no logistics people that we met, but we made a lot of contacts on people outsource. I met one company who's doing 2,500, so we're having a conversation with them. And Global is Venture Global is a company that literally any company that wants to expand in 160 countries, we could help them build their an international entity without them having to build the international entity. So we can handle their people, their payroll, anything they want to do to expand. And with Solvo, we help companies reduce labor expenses by providing, college-educated bilingual people in 23 countries. And, it's outsourcing is expanding quite a bit. Outsourcing as it relates to staff and people. And it helps companies grow and pay their people better, because now it weeds out your C players and your A players. You'll have more money to be able to take care of your A players.
So, so do you take care of people that need a virtual assistant, type of thing?
If you need a virtual assistant, anything that can be done remote, Solvo Global can do for you. So if you need a virtual assistant, you someone with social media, digital graphics. We do a lot of business with law firms. We do a lot of business with accounting firms. So pretty much, any position that can be done remote, we can do it for you for 40 to 60% less. And by the way, good news, just so you know, the Sportscast is now is going to be beta tested with a company that could leverage, our people that view the Sportscast website. So it's good news for all of us.
That's good for all.
Great job, Santiago, in running the website, doing what you do.
Hey, we try to strive every day. Byron, any questions on offshore hiring?
No. I'm a retired guy. I get a pension every month from the state of New Jersey. All the other stuff, I could care less.
Yeah, I appreciate that, Byron.
Well, there you have it. And Victor, how can people reach out to Solvo if they need a virtual assistant tonight?
If you need a virtual assistant tonight, the fastest way is to go on X and just connect with me at Arocho. So
Arocho.
VAROCHO. Just get me there. That'll be quick, and then I can respond to you. Or that's probably the easiest way. Or make a comment in here.
In the chat, right? And we'll reach out.
Or we also have a link. All right, we have a link with the Sportscast.
Yeah, go to sportscast.net. You'll see the banner up top.
That's probably the best. Go to sportscast.net. And sportscast.net is a partner with Solvo Global. We appreciate the partnership. So I would go to Sportscast, to be honest with you. I'd rather you go there.
Yeah, and go to sportscast.net for our website and the Sportscast one on X, Instagram, and Threads. And Mr. Byron, you do smoke signals, or did you do telegraph, or did you do over the mail? How can people reach you?
He doesn't have internet.
Probably snail mail.
Okay.
what do you call it? Snail mail, postal stuff,
Postal service.
carrier pigeon,
Yeah.
that kind of stuff. Smoke signal, that kind of stuff.
Exactly.
And Victor, personally, how can people reach you to how to make more money?
I go to victorarocho.com.
There you go.
Just like it says there.
Oh, hey,
What's it called?
Wait a minute. Hey, Victor, I'll be at Perth Amboy tomorrow. I'll be at the game.
Yeah, I heard you this morning. And then I heard that's why I said toughen up. It's gonna be cold.
It's gonna be cold, man. I'll be there, man. I'm gonna be there.
And by the way, I coached Patrick Ricks as well my freshman year. Our freshman team pretty much I think we went undefeated, and he was my running back. I was the defensive coordinator on the freshman team. But Patrick Ricks was an incredible athlete. To this day, he still calls me coach. So I love it because it's respect. Dal Cross, Patrick Ricks, I coached all of them. This kid's is a really good, talented young man.
Coach
So I love wish the Panthers nothing but great luck.
Not the Carolina Panthers, the Perth Amboy Panthers.
Amboy Panthers. By the way, the Perth Amboy is the first town over the bridge from Staten Island.
Yeah, I saw that. You're rock throw away.
So the problem, the biggest problem was that in New York, it closes. In New Jersey, the bars closed at 2. In New York, they closed at 4. Wow. So we would literally be drinking until 2 and then just cross over the bridge because they have a bar right over the bridge of the outer bridge. How crazy and dangerous is that?
Good thing we don't do that anymore, right, Victor?
No, we don't. I hope the kids ain't doing that anymore either.
Hey, Byron, if you know anyone from the NFL that you see this weekend, they're more than welcome to come on the show, right, Vic?
Exactly. Well, listen to me. If I'll see if my buddy can get Max Brosner on the show.
Hey, more than welcome. More the merrier.
All righty.
All right, guys.
Let's close it out. Thank you. Hey, thank you, Santiago, for taking care of me. Don't forget, every week, 8 p.m. Eastern Time, Jersey Boy Sports Talk will be live on Facebook and YouTube. If you like what we heard today, smash the like button. We have most of our information and links to get a hold of us in the comments below. If you're interested in coming on our show to talk a little bit about sports, let's bring it on. Look, don't forget to subscribe on the Sportscast on all the channels, X, YouTube, Spotify. But your streaming podcast channel, you could hear us out. So don't forget, 8 p.m. every Thursday.
What time, Victor? What time, Byron?
Byron? 8 p.m. See what I'm saying? For
10 p.m. Pacific.
Yeah.
All right. Peace.
Peace. Take care. Thanks, guys.